We're here with Dudley Williams, principal dancer and now dancer emeritus with the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. Mr. Williams performed in many ballets choreographed by Alvin Ailey, and the one that we're here to discuss tonight is Three Black Kings. This was choreographed by Mr. Ailey in 1976 and featured Dudley Williams, Clive Thompson, and Elbert Watson. At some point, you and Estelle Spurlock, now Estelle Spurlock played Claretta Scott King.
Yes.
And in the ballet, obviously, since you are crucified, in a sense, you are martyred, what kind of rapport did you all kind of work under? Was there any kind of direction you were given, or?
Yeah, we were very subtle movements, body rolls. I don't mean, African roll, but very subtle, and the head, feeling the music, and the legs not going all the way up, but going out either to a X or a lateral, meaning all the way over. But it never got vulgar, with the leg going up, and we never got showy in the face. It was very subtle, almost dancing with your eyes closed, basically. And that's what I remember working with Estelle about. And she was always there comforting me, like women can do, only do. They hold your shoulders and they say, stiff up a lip, or whatever they say to themselves, It was very touching. And when we were performing it, I was in tears, because here I am at State Theater doing this piece with Miss King in the audience, and I have to make it look good for her,
And it was only strong. 6 years after he had been assassinated.
Yeah, and so I mean, it was touching. It was really touching. But the thing that I remember so clear is that soft, swinging music. Oh, so fabulous to do.
More so the music reviews. They said that the first section was more of an ostinato, that it had a repetitive feeling, which led to the primitive nature of the quality that he wanted. And that there was a rustling kind of feeling in the second movement that would be Solomon's Harem. And then the last section was uncharacteristically gospel for Ellington.
Well, to be quite honest, Alvin liked the last music, but he didn't like the ending because there was applause in the recording that we were using on the stage. And he felt that the audience should applaud because the applause was in the recording, and he didn't particularly care for that. But we had no other choice but to use the music.
Well, see, and I think what they need to know is that the reason why the applause was in the recording is because it was a live recording that Mercer's orchestra had done during the performance.
Yeah. And so he tried to find other music, but nothing could work. It just didn't work. So we were not caught with it, but we had to use that music.
Now, when you talked about laterals and you talked about the Horton technique, you have had a wonderful career. I mean, you were high school performing arts. You're a New Yorker.
Native New Yorker.
Yes, the few, the proud, the brave. Yes. And you went to the high school performing arts.
Performing arts, yes.
You had an experience not only with Ailey, but then at one point you left the company and went and worked with Martha Graham, didn't you?
I did.
And then came back to the Ailey company.
I did. And Juilliard was in there. That's how I got into Martha Graham. Martha Graham came to the Juilliard and to teach a master class, and she saw me and she asked me to come to the studio, and I was in the company. And then after that, after Martha Graham, came Alvin Ailey, and I was doing both for 7 years. And finally, Alvin and Martha had a tour at the same time. One was going east, one was going west, and I had to make a choice. So I chose Alvin.
Were there similarities and differences in the way they worked?
No. Martha used to give you music or tell you what you're going to do, and then you choreograph it. And then she would come and look at it and change it to her liking. Alvin, on the other hand, wrote down everything. He wrote down music. He wrote all the counts in the music, and then worked with you and gave you movement. And within that movement, he wanted you to color it. And that was all about Three Black Kings. Anything that Alvin ever choreographed for anybody, he wanted you to color it. It was a battle. He could spin fast, I can be long and lean. And so it was always a battle. And as you're doing your extension, you're looking at him. Can you do that? It was fun. It was a lot of fun to work with Alvin like that. It was always a battle. There was always something going on. He loved competition between each other because he felt we danced better when we had the competition. He liked us when we were tired because he thought we danced better when we were tired. So he used to rehearse us up until curtain time.
And when you say dance better, do you mean, what do you mean by dance better?
Well, when you're tired, you don't want the audience to see that you're tired. And so you find something in you to have the choreography come out.
So you have to dig deeper.
You have to dig deeper, exactly.
And so then more of your you comes forward.
Yeah, exactly. And he was very smart. He pit us against each other, you know, saying you should be doing that or you should be doing that, you know. He was a very clever man, and it worked. It worked. But you know, you don't want the audience to see you fall apart on stage, so you don't show it, you know, if you're tired. So you, like you say, dig deeper. But it was such a pleasure to do. Only thing I didn't like doing it was in the afternoon.
Definitely matinees?
In matinees. I didn't like doing matinees, and I was a matinee idol. You know, in those days, I was always doing matinees or outdoors.
Outdoors.
Oh, those were the horror points for me for almost any kind of dance. You know, because I'm not a wake-up person early in the morning, wake up. But what a joy. What an absolute joy to go to many, many countries and do these works. Do Three Black Kings, do Revelations, do A Song for You, do Streams, do all these pieces that Alvin choreographed. I thanked him before he passed away, you know, for giving us that stage to perform on, because nobody else was doing it.
And no one else really has done it since that way.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was the time, because life is all about timing. But it was more than that. I think that geniuses are born. You don't really create them, they're born. And I think that when you have that kind of, when you're the sun, you surround yourself with planets.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he did. He drew in the talent around him.
Yeah, he didn't want to dance. He didn't want to dance. He wanted to choreograph, and that he did. And he did excellent works. Excellent works. Some not so excellent, you know, but who's to say they're good or bad? You know, who are we to complain?
Dudley, thank you so much for sharing this with us. Really a rich experience.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. Fade out.